All right, well, here we are and the grift continues. So I made this Twitter thread this morning because I had seen some interesting stuff that I hadn't seen revealed yet about Danny Launders, and you'll know her from the woman from this video here, talking about how basically she had compiled a team of developers who were not white because she knows that white people
in the industry are
cause microaggressions.
Unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying.
Okay, so this gal. So I pointed out in this thread, she worked for Veritable Joy Studios, which was a studio that she's the CEO of. She made this game Validate, full of these hideous people we talked about in my live stream last night. The game has 0 people playing it. It is a dead game. She also made Spirit Swap, which looks like some sort of demented Candy Crush Tetris mashup. Then on her website, she has herself listed as, a she associate narrative designer at Cliffhanger Games. Non-binary, the usual stuff. And again, hey, that's her own proclivities, whatever, fine. So on here, I then pointed out that she essentially got the job at Cliffhanger Games to make the Black Panther game. And again, she's one of the assistant narrative designers. She's not the lead narrative designer, but she is on the team for the Black Panther game through Cliffhanger developers. Now, the reason she got this job in the first place is because she was sponsored by Amazon and Black Voices in Gaming to go to this thing called DICE. DICE is a developers conference where it's basically a chance for all these developers to come together and network and all that. It's like LinkedIn for developers in person, okay? So she went there, got the job at Cliffhanger Devs. So that was funded by Black Voices in Gaming and Amazon. That's the only reason she even met these people and got the job, all right? Yeah, DICE Summit. DICE stands for Design, Innovate, Communicate, and Entertain. And the DICE Summit, for what I've seen, doesn't seem like anything that's inherently woke. It's just like, maybe it's like Game Developers Conference before it went woke. I don't know. Everything I read about it is just about networking. Okay, fine. So she got the job because of this connection to Amazon and Black Voices in Gaming. She had done this thing where she basically backed off and tried to apologize for her racist comments from the video. And then somebody pointed out here, Grums pointed out, that she had this friend who called her out on her crap, okay? So this person, Negron the Malevolent, says, Danny, you used to be a very good friend to me, but you have stopped taking accountability and being careful with how you navigate public online spaces. That is to say, you are not careful with your wording and how you go about spreading a certain message. I don't believe it is true when you say you want your team to be safe. You have failed to do so with us, your first group. You put F white people on the graphic of the character I designed, and it put many to all of us in jeopardy. I was being stalked and would have episodes, blah, blah, blah. So I misinterpreted this. As this person being white and being offended. Oh, no. No, I went and looked up Negron the Malevolent, and this person is very interesting. Now, please do not contact this person and harass them. They, Zir, whatever. Just, we're looking at this from a research standpoint only, okay? So you click on this little card here, and it's Dice Bundy. Don't know if that's their real name or not. About me, Sapphic, NBLM, Gray Ace, Powhatan, and Nantico. I don't even know these Indian tribes. I'm Two-Spirit. I identify as non-binary, physically disabled, chronic fatigue and ankle problems, as well as mentally, bipolar depression, bipolar 1, autistic, ADHD, list of pronouns longer than my arm. Okay, so this is the person that was going after Danny. Clearly, this person is not doing it from a white people good perspective. It was, you put a target on my back by the things you said. She went on here to say, to clarify my tweets, Danny needs to be careful with how they word their interactions. And she says Danny they, not Danny she. I find that funny. And intentions in online spaces. It does and has affected those associated with her, and is more frustrating that she has not taken her current situation seriously until just recently. And she had tweeted out also on the 22nd, Danny and I have talked and came to an understanding. So they kissed and made up. Don't even think about that mental image. So, interestingly enough, we had an article here on Fandom Pulse talking about this guy, Xalavier Nelson. I don't even know how to pronounce this name, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It just happens, because I don't know how to pronounce Xalavier Nelson Jr. I don't know if that's supposed to be a Halavi. I don't know. Javier? No way. It's not Javier. That person is actually somebody who, let me see if I have it here, who Danny knows through this Black Voices in Gaming. Oh, I have it on the LinkedIn. Hang on a second. Here we go. So if you go to Danny Launders' LinkedIn, here he appears. So this is somebody that she has networked with and connected with through these other organizations, ironically enough. He went to the Black in Gaming Awards and complained about how his company, Strange Scaffold, which I guess is a networking group of developers that includes like 7 different developing teams. He complained about how his game El Paso Elsewhere didn't get the love it deserved. And then, of course, Kotaku runs a wonderful fluff piece for him saying how it's, you know, the industry has sudden silence and isn't uplifting Black voices. It's like, okay. So these are the kind of people she networks with on LinkedIn. And you can see again on LinkedIn, here is her little thing about Amazon and Black Voices in Gaming sending her to DICE to get the job on Black Panther. All right, so you're tracking with me here. We're almost there. Now you have Black Voices in Gaming. This is what we're really getting to here. If you remember, just like the Black Girl Gamers, just like the other nonprofits that we've looked into, the Weird Ghost, Baby Ghost, whatever, Ghost Baby, whatever the hell that one was that was funding Sweet Baby Inc., this is supposed to be a nonprofit, and this one's based in Oakland, California. You can look up all the information about it. Here they are, Black Voices in Gaming. You can donate to them on Tiltify. And I was really curious about this because when you just look at their website, you can't figure out, well, who do you donate to? Well, what you're donating to is Experience Studios. And Experience Studios is a Black-led, Oakland-based 501c3 that manages digital streaming events, an accelerator program, and an opportunity fund. Our digital streams highlight underrepresented voices in the gaming industry, dedicated exclusively to presenting games created by Black, brown, female, and LGBTQI developers and titles featuring protagonists from those groups. Blacks only. Okay, well, it's the same kind of grift we've seen before. And so what you have here, Black Voices in Gaming, if you check out what they're about, basically their history, and this is predictable on the nose, it is all based around BLM, the biggest grift of all time, the biggest scam of all time. Black Voices in Gaming started as an event during the Mix-produced showcase Guerrilla Collective during the summer of 2020 when Mix co-founder Justin Woodward, director co-founder here of Black Voices in Gaming, was feeling very frustrated with the industry's response on supporting Black developers during the social unrest after the tragedies of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. There it is. There's your connection. This dude here looked at the video game industry and said, why are you not supporting 2 people who have nothing to do with gaming? Now, best part, go to ProPublica. Go to any website that has the 990 forms for the 501c3s, and they show revenue in the amount of $0. Okay? So I looked this up on the Library of Congress here to try to figure out what's going on. Again, you can look on Candid, and you still won't find a form for Experience Studios. It shows 0 revenue. The one exception to this could be they're not a actual 501c3, although they're filed with the government, so it'd be really hard to pull that off that they're not actually bringing in any money as a nonprofit. Or the other option is they're not declaring what they're making. Third option. There is a third option, and it could be this 990N form, which is not filed digitally, and it's for nonprofits making less than $50,000. Here's where I have a problem with that. Now, I'm not alleging anything, but where I have a problem with that is if you actually go to, is it Black Voices in Gaming? Where is their sponsors at? So on their website, they do have a list of sponsors. You're going to have to give me a second here. Raw Fury, Xbox, Razer, PlayStation, the Black Game Developer Fund, which we'll have to look into next, Twitch, Riot Games, and Netflix Games. Are you telling me that they have all these sponsors and yet they don't make $50,000 a year in revenue as a nonprofit? They don't bring in $50,000 in donations? That seems incredibly unlikely. Now, again, I'm not saying this is a scam, okay? I'm not saying it's a scam, but I am going to say, much like a lot of these other companies or nonprofits, this seems really fishy. So I'm going to keep digging into this over the weekend. If I get a chance, I might put out a new video tomorrow night. This just keeps getting worse and worse, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. I will catch you later. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.